Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Tested Tuesday. First of all, I know my face looks really white. Not sure why, but it does, or is it just me? I don't know. But anyways, for this week's Tested Tuesday, I'm going to be testing out the Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. I did wear this for a whole 8 hours. I have done some research and I've only seen 2 videos that talk about this foundation. Everybody has mixed reviews about it, but if you want to see what I think about it, and watch me wear it throughout the day for a full 8 hours, then let's just get on to the video and keep on watching. Okay, so the foundation I'm going to be testing out today is the one from Sonia Kashuk, and this is the Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. Just that is a mouthful on its own. So I do have a list here of little notes that I did make, and this does run you for about $12.99 plus tax. I got in the, let me give you guys the color. I got the color 03 Cream. I've only been able to find the Sonia Kashuk products at Target. I'm not sure if it's like, if it could be found anywhere else, but that's the only place that I have found it. I did make a list, like I said. It comes in 6 shades, and that's it. I've been looking online and on Target.com, and I've only been able to find 6 shades. The thing is, with these shades, they do have a darker shade from what I saw online, but it does not run very deep. So it also kind of came off kind of ashy. So you might want to be careful picking out your shades. But other than that, that's basically it that I could tell you guys. It is scented. Before I get in that, it is scented. It doesn't have like a, you could tolerate it, but if you're really sensitive with smells, you might not like this foundation. And it is 0.88 fluid ounces compared to 1 fluid ounce in my Maybelline Fit Me Smooth and Dewy foundation. So I rolled up my sleeves and let's just get started. It does come with the pump, which I'm really excited about and glad about. The bottle is really sleek and, you know, it's matte. It kind of reminds me a lot like the one from Milani. It's like, you know how it was ombre black, I think it was, and then it ombre to the color. This is exactly what it reminded me of as soon as I saw it, so I was easily intrigued into that. So I'm just gonna go ahead, like I said, it does come with a pump, and I'm just gonna pump this into my skin. I'm gonna try to use 1 pump only just to see where we go from there. Okay, and that's 1 pump. As you can see, it is kind of runny, but it's not so runny to the point where you need to like catch it before it falls. Like you do have some, like, if that makes sense, you do have some work time with it. So I'm not going to do anything out of the ordinary. I did go ahead already and applied a pore filler and then just set that lightly with some powder. So I'm going to take a stipple brush. You guys know a stipple brush is my favorite way to apply a foundation. So what I'm going to do is work with half my face first. Like I said, it is scented. It kind of reminds me of like a soap. Like some type of soap, but I can't pinpoint it. But it's not, like I said, to that point where you can't stand it. So right away I am seeing that it is working nice. And it does look like it matches, like I said. No, I didn't say that. I wish it was a little bit yellow though, because like I said, I do have a yellow undertone. And it's blending out really nicely with a brush. So if you don't use a beauty sponge like me, then a stipple brush works just as fine. I already have like mascara under my eyes from where I haven't applied anything else. So I'm just going to do half my face. And then I'm going to take a damp beauty sponge and then I'm just going to blend this out. Okay, I feel like the sponge kind of took away some of the foundation. So your best bet would be a brush. Okay, I'm going in with a second layer just to kind of cover up some stuff like the darker pigmentation, just because I do like a full coverage foundation. And then it blended out nicely and it layered on fairly nice, I must say. Alright, so like I did say before, I did do half my face, and as you can tell, this one is lightly, there's like, you could tell it's more even than this side. Right away I can't tell. I don't know if it will pick up on camera or not, but it's not, it does match. But like I said, I do wish it was a tad bit more yellow because my undertone is yellow. So, but I mean, other than that, that's basically it. Like, I didn't go really under my eyes just because I do have some mascara that ran down from there that I'm gonna fix later. And I did already immediately start seeing it sinking into my fine lines, like my smile lines, but it doesn't look so drying, if you know what I mean. It is really lightweight. It feels like I'm wearing no foundation at all, which I love. And I did go in with 2 coats, and even with 2 coats, it doesn't feel as heavy, but you can see that there still is a little bit of pigmentation from my acne scarring peeping through. Okay, so I'm just about done blending out this foundation. On each side, I have 1 pump on one side and 1 pump on the other side, and I did go in with a little bit more extra foundation, and then just try to add a little bit more to the areas that I needed it. It doesn't really cover much. It does say that it is a medium to full coverage. I want to say, because I'm so used to like a full coverage, I want to say it's more like a medium buildable coverage, but I still see some acne scarring peeping through even after with 2 coats. So I'm not sure if I want to keep adding on foundation, but I do see it already sinking into my fine lines. So I'm just going to read you what it says online, because on the bottle it doesn't really say anything like every other foundation does. Like my Maybelline Fit Me one, it has like this little tab that you pull off, and it gives you like ingredients, and you know what else is on here, the drug facts, the directions, and you know the keep out of children and stuff like that. So this one doesn't have it, so I did have to go online and then do some research myself. So like I said, I do have notes here that I'm gonna be reading off of. So the claims, no, what the foundation is for, it's an anti-aging formula, perfect for oily and combo skin. So I did have my mom try this foundation. Now that we're talking about oily skin, she does have super oily skin. She tried it on, and she says within the first 2 hours she already saw oil peeping through. I have dry skin, so maybe that might be something like different, or maybe oily skin and dry skin does affect the foundation, just like I know some other foundations do. But right now I'm letting this foundation sit. It has been 5 minutes. I don't really see any oil peeping through yet, but we will see throughout the day. It has a creamy yet lightweight formula. Yes, I feel like it is really lightweight. Like, I feel like I have no foundation on my skin. It doesn't feel tacky. It does dry right away. The thing is that I noticed when I did go in to kind of like cover up my darkness right here, the foundation kind of looked paler than what it was. Like, I had to, let me see if I could give you guys an example. Like right here, you could see that the foundation looks whiter than it really is. And as soon as I blend it out, it blends out to the color. I'm not sure if that's just with this foundation or if it's just me like seeing things, but when I did go in to give some extra coverage to some areas, I did see the foundation go on lighter than it really was. I always read the description of every foundation or of every product just to see what they have to say. So this is what it says. It's not word for word, but this is what I found that it said. Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation delivers flawless looking skin with a matte but not flat finish. And that is true, because I don't feel like I look super matte like when I would wear my Infallible Pro foundation from, I think it's L'Oreal. I don't look like just washed out. Like, there are some areas that look kind of like dewy but not wet, if that makes any sense. And then it says it's infused with blue lotus, daisy flowers, and mallow extracts to nourish, protect, and bright dual skin. Yes, because it looks all like chicken scratch. So I mean, I guess it's pretty cool that it is like, it does have some ingredients in there that will help your skin look better over time. I'm not sure about the whole anti-aging thing, because The foundation is sinking into my fine lines that I have around my mouth already. But I'm just going to go ahead, finish off my makeup, and then come back and see how other products look on top of the foundation. My main problem area is my nose and on my top lip. Whenever I do apply, especially with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, like if I apply like a powder on top of that and then I go in to contour my nose, I see the foundation kind of breaking up. So hopefully this does not happen, because that does make my my nose and my upper lip area look dirty. So hopefully that doesn't happen with this foundation, but I will come back, like I said, once I'm done with my makeup and check in with you guys before I actually get into the day review. So I know this looks crazy, but I just wanted to jump in here real quick now that I'm blending out my concealer. The concealer I use is on the thick side, but for some reason when I applied it on top of this foundation, it just felt so much thicker. Like it's a little bit hard to blend out. I go in with my fingers first and blend out the concealer just so I could warm up the product, and by doing that I noticed that not a lot of product gets absorbed into my beauty sponge, but I did start to notice that it was like kind of pulling on my concealer, and hopefully that's just the concealer that I'm using. Maybe with this foundation you do need a more lightweight, less heavy duty concealer. But I mean, I've been using this concealer for years now and I have had no problem with it until I started putting it on with this foundation. It just feels really tacky and thicker than usual. So I don't know if it's just the concealer. Hopefully it is, but I'm just going to keep blending this out and then finish off my makeup and come back. Anyways, I am done applying all my makeup on top, like all the powders, setting the foundation and everything. For some reason, it still does not feel heavy, because there are foundations where you apply powders and concealers on top of your face and it feels really cakey. It looks cakey, it feels heavy, and then you could tell it looks heavy. But right now that is not the case. If you guys do see anything like shimmery popping throughout the video, it will be the highlight, the nose highlight, and the chin highlight, and a little bit on the cheek. But other than that, that is it. I will take a flashback test, because this, as far as I saw, there was no SPF on it, so maybe there isn't gonna be any flashback, but just in case, I'm gonna take a picture and insert it here. And as you can tell, there's no flashback, which I'm glad about. I did take the picture with my ring light on, and even with that, it didn't give me like anything so bright. The only thing that was bright was under my eyes, my chin, and my forehead, and the highlight did pop through a little bit. But I do wish there was like at least like a 10% SPF in the foundation, just because I know some people are like really sensitive to the sun. But I mean, other than that, I'm really glad I don't look like I just applied a sack of flour onto my face. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys see the whole review. So it is check-in number 1. It is 6:15. 6:15? 17, whatever, big difference. And so far so good. The foundation has not like really budged. It does I did mention before that I have a dry spot under my eye, so it kind of did cling onto that. And I also do have dryness around the mouth, but I do not see it like sucking that up. And I don't see any oil peeping through. Like the shiny parts that you do see is a highlight, so that's not really interfering with the foundation. I do though wish it was a little bit tinted yellow, because it doesn't look, well, right here it looks like it's matched, but in person it looks a little bit more paler than it really is. And it also does make like the dark spots in my face look a little bit more darker. Like here around my mouth, I do have some dark pigmentation, but that is just for right now. We do have 4 more hours to test this foundation out. I don't know what we're going to be doing, so I will check in with you guys a little bit later today. It's currently 9 o'clock right now, and I'm doing my final and last check-in on the foundation, and I feel like it did fade off a little bit because my redness that I usually have around my cheeks is popping through. It didn't really fade away on my nose area or on the top of my lip. It just looks a little bit crusty. Is that a right word to say, like crusty? It looks a little like patchy around my cheek, like around around my mouth area. I don't see any oil peeping through. Once again, all these shiny spots are highlighter. So yeah, all in all, out of a 10, I give it a solid 7. It's not the best foundation, but it's not the worst. I don't think people with oily skin, I don't think it would work as good as people with dry skin. Once again, it does cling on to dry patches, and all the darkness that I have around my mouth popped out more. And that's about it. If I remember something else, I will leave it down in the description box below. Other than that, that is it for today's Tested Tuesday. Leave me a comment on what else you want to see me try next. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Like this video if you enjoyed watching it. And yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.